tells us a story with one of the Talmud scholars. His name was Rabbi Yanai. Rabbi Yanai was sitting in the house and he hears that one of the people that sells stuff in the street makes an announcement. Who wants to buy a medication that gives you life? And Rabbi Yanai looks out from the window and he's trying to hear if he hears right, and the guy makes again an announcement. Who wants to buy life? Rabbi Yanai looks out from the window and he's screaming to the guy, he wants to buy. And the man replies and says, for people like you, you don't need it. Rabbi Yanai answers, I still want to buy. Come up to my house, I want to buy. He goes up. It was the study room where Rabbi Yanai used to learn. And the guy opens up Tehillim chapter 34 and he shows him the King David says, Mi haish hachafetz chaim, who is the person that wants life? Ohev yamim lirot tov, he wants days to see only good. Netzor leshoncha mera. Make sure that your tongue doesn't say bad things. And he says, if you are careful what you're saying, you will get long life. Rabbi Yanai, listening to the guy, says, you're right. Thank you for your service. You're doing an unbelievable service. And then when he left, Rabbi Yanai says that all the years I say, Mi haish hachafetz chaim, and I never understood like I understand today, that if someone wants a long life, be careful with your mouth. If you're going to be careful saying bad things, you're going to have a long life. This week's Parsha, this week is, we call it Shabbat Agadol, the big Shabbat. The Shabbat before the Jews went out of Egypt. It was big miracles happening in Egypt. And therefore we call it Shabbat Agadol. And we're also going to read tomorrow, we're going to read the portion of the week is Metzora. So we're going to talk about Metzora, the Parshat Metzora. What is Metzora? Metzora was kind of sickness that the only one that can verify the sickness, like the Kohen. Metzora stands from two words, Motzi Ra, a person that says bad things on someone else. For example, he says bad things about a person. He gives out a rumor about a person. As we call it in our days, shaming. Is shaming another person in any way is possible. Whether he does it with tells other people, whether he's putting on the internet, WhatsApp, he makes shaming to the person in a way that if the guy has friends, his friends wants to stay away from him. What is God saying? You wanted that all your friends should stay away from him. I'm gonna make you the same shaming that everybody, you'll have to stay away from everyone. You will get something that it's called Metzora, and you will have to separate yourself in a way that everyone will know why we don't see you these days, because you got the sickness that it's called Metzora. And the way the Rambam describes it, the way it used to be. First thing, it used to be on the walls of the house, it used to be something different. The walls look different. And when he called the Kohen says, yeah, this in the walls of the house, you have something that it's called Metzora. And if he didn't repent and stopped using his mouth like it's not improper, what happened? Then he went on his clothing. And if he still didn't stop, he went on his body. And then he had to stay away from everyone. And therefore, as Rabbi Yanai says, number one, like it says, King Solomon says, Shomer piv uleshono. Someone that is watching his mouth and his tongue for saying things that he shouldn't be saying on someone else. Shomer mitzarot nafsho. You're not doing shaming on someone else, you will also not be in the shaming list. But if someone, for example, and then the second thing he says, we look for so many ways that God should give us a long life. You know what the tools to it? You know what the medication to it? King David says, Mi aish, who is the person? Achafetz chaim, you want to have a long life. Metzor leshoncha, your tongue, you shall watch. Mira, from talking bad. In other words, you want to have a long life, make sure when you're speaking, don't say bad on anybody else. This will give you a long life. I think the message is extremely clear. We have to be careful not to put someone else in shaming. And if you will, God tells you that He will give you a long life. Shabbat Shalom.